Well, good Tuesday morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Welcome into the show. It's the real Monica Adams show and a little chill in the air. Yes, this is definitely fall like weather. We've got some rain coming this weekend, and we'll talk about that in our weather segment in just a minute. We've got news you can use, some updates on stories that have been going on actually for a while now, and we'll give you some sports news. Have you been watching baseball, by the way? Just kind of forgot about it. The season obviously wasn't the best for the Cardinals, so I haven't been following. But here we are going into the World Series already. So we'll talk about that, what's on tap for the National Day of Calendar, and our guest for today. You listen to her, I hope. If not, maybe you'll be one of her new listeners on Joy FM, Kim Underwood. We're not only going to talk about her incredible walk with Christ, but her incredible journey being cancer-free. We'll talk about that and what she loves. Get to know Kim Underwood and just the explosion of faith that we have seen in the world. So all of that coming up for you today on The Real Monica Adams Show. Remember to tell all your family and friends to hit that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I had so many people over the last week that said, oh my gosh, I had no idea where you went after you left television. So here we are, and I'm thrilled to have so many new viewers. Remember, for those that don't want to be on social media, tell them to go ahead and subscribe on YouTube, and then they get that same notification that you do on the other channels when we go live. So welcome aboard Facebook, Instagram, X, we have YouTube, we have Rumble, LinkedIn, and as I mentioned, YouTube, as well as Twitch. So multiple platforms for you to choose, whatever makes the most sense for you. All right, as I said, a chill in the air. Let's get to our weather forecast. Here is for our immediate area, St. Louis, Southern Illinois. Again, I love to know where you're watching from. So if you're outside of Missouri and Illinois, tell us where you are and maybe tease us a little bit with how gorgeous the weather is where you are, or maybe it's worse. I've got some friends in Colorado that said it's snowing there already. I'm not looking forward to that. Beautiful today, sunshine and 65 down to 44 tonight. It will be windy. Tomorrow, 65, so pretty much a mirrored image of today as well as Thursday. And then we get into the weekend. 60% chance of rain both Friday and Saturday. And on Sunday, now there is a slight chance of rain with a high in the upper 60s. Those lows pretty much in the 40s until we get to Friday night. And then it actually warms up just a bit in the mid 50s as we go in towards Monday. And then the rain sticks around. 30% chance of rain and storms predicted for Monday and Tuesday, goes into 40% chance. A high of 70 though on Monday, in the upper 60s Tuesday. But then look at Wednesday and Thursday. Our highs will only be in the upper 50s with those lows in the 40s. So definitely fall-like weather. And can you believe it? We're talking about Halloween just around the corner. Unfortunately, we don't have that Halloween forecast just yet for Friday, but we'll be checking in with Beckett Moore, our aspiring meteorologist. It's been with us over a year and a half now, and he'll let us know that Halloween forecast when we talk to him on Friday. Okay, yesterday, and if any of you were affected by this, you were wondering what the heck happened to my internet service. Well, this is the story. And for those that were affected, they pretty much said by about 5:30 yesterday morning, they saw progress. So what to know about the Amazon Web Services outage? And some of you might still be thinking, I didn't even hear about this. It happened on Monday morning, a massive outage stemming from errors in Amazon cloud services. And it happened, as I said, yesterday, demonstrating just how many people rely on the corporate computational infrastructure every single day and laid bare the vulnerabilities of an increasingly concentrated system. But despite the problems, most users don't know what or where the cloud is. Well, here's what to know about the data centers in Northern Virginia where the outage originated and what the malfunction reveals about a rapidly evolving industry. Cloud computing, it's a technology that allows companies to remotely access massive computing equipment and services without having to purchase and maintain physical infrastructure. In other words, businesses ranging from Snapchat to McDonald's essentially rent Amazon's physical infrastructure located in places all around the world to operate their own websites. And instead of building expensive computing systems in-house, those companies rely on Amazon to store their data, develop and test the software, and deliver the application. So we were talking about not only the two I just mentioned, but I know Roblox was affected by it as well. Growing usage, again, of chatbots, image generators, and other generative AI tools has spiked the demand for computing power and led to a construction boom of new data center complexes around the U.S. and the world. So a report yesterday from TD Cowen said that the leading cloud computing providers leased a staggering amount of U.S. data center capacity in the third fiscal quarter of the year, amounting to more than 7.4 gigawatts of energy. Why do I feel like we're talking about Back to the Future? More than all of last year combined. But as I mentioned, for a lot of people, they didn't even know about this. It happened in the very early morning hours, and then by about 5:30 yesterday morning, they started to see progress in it. So that's one story that I wanted to update you about. The second has to do with this lingering strike. So feel free to weigh in. I really would love to hear from someone that is affected, maybe even on the front lines of this strike that's going on with Boeing, entering now into its 12th week. The talks to continue today between IAM union and Boeing. Yesterday afternoon, the union that represents Boeing workers announced that the talks will continue through federal mediators. The Machinists Union announced Friday that negotiations with Boeing would resume yesterday in the presence of federal mediators. Workers with the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers District 837 have been on strike now for more than 11 weeks. How long do you think this is going to linger? I mentioned when it was into its 7th and 8th week that they were talking about coming to the table, that the union representing the workers were saying, okay, will you accept this? We're going to take that to Boeing. Boeing was really pretty ticked off about that and saying, we didn't say we would agree to any of that. But I know they're trying to push this along. Did not think it would be going on for 12 weeks. What say you? Let me know. All right, had to fill up at the gas station yesterday. I stopped right away when I found a station that said 261. Of course, I know that's unleaded. My car takes premium. How many of you have to do the same? So it's $1 more than that, but it's some of the lowest gas prices we've seen in a while. They are dropping, and it could reach $3 for the first time in 4 years. AAA says the current national average price for a gallon of regular gas could reach that $3 mark for the first time. In the past week, though, the average dropped more than 5 cents a gallon to $3.05. And again, you're finding it lower in some areas. St. Louis, obviously, actually southern Jefferson County and northern Jefferson County, as well as in South County, seeing some of the lowest prices. The travel agency, several factors are behind this drop, including lower demand, falling crude oil prices, and a cheaper winter blend gas at the pump. Also, hurricane season, by the way, has not been impacting oil refineries or drilling along the Gulf. I'm a fan of this, right? Keep going, lower and lower and lower. Have you ever thought of going into the field of corrections officers? Well, then you want to listen up to this one. St. Charles County, they are hosting a job fair for corrections officers, and it will be held at the Missouri Job Center of St. Charles County, which is on Harry S. Truman Boulevard. It'll be a 2-day event, runs from 5 to 8 p.m. next Tuesday, the 28th, 10 to 1 p.m. on the 29th. The county said people can meet with current employees and hiring managers to learn about job opportunities. If you would like to know what would this pay, well, that you can earn anywhere from the high $48,000 to $72,000 annually. Correctional peace officers must be post-certified, by the way. They earn about $56,000 to $83,000 annually. The county also said it has some of the highest wages for corrections officers in the area. So there you go, next Tuesday and Wednesday, if you're interested. All right, if you're just tuning in, again, we're running through some news you can use. This one, I have always wondered, if you introduce your babies to certain foods earlier on in life, would they not have the allergens? Well, that's what's being talked about now. Advice to feed babies peanuts early and often is helping thousands of kids avoid the allergies. A decade after a landmark study proved that feeding these products to young babies could prevent development of life-threatening allergies, new research finds a change has made a big difference in the real world. Allergies, by the way, began to decline in the U.S. after guidance first issued in 2015 upended medical practice by recommending introducing the allergen to infants starting as early as 4 months. The rate of the allergies in children ages 0 to 3 fell by more than 27% after guidance for high-risk kids was first issued in 2015, and by more than 40% after the recommendations were expanded in 2017. About 60,000 children, by the way, have avoided food allergies from the last 10 years, including 40,000 who otherwise would have developed those allergies. Again, does this pertain to every type of allergen? Obviously no, but Haven't you always wondered that? I definitely have. So that's our health news story of the day. Okay, if you find money, do you try to find the person who lost it? Well, if you found this much money, there's no way I, a good Christian, would say, I'm going to keep this $7,000 that you find in the middle of the street. So, what's the first thing you would do? I would call the local authorities and say, all right, I found $7,000. If someone comes forward and they have said that this is theirs, identify the bag it was in or whatever, obviously give that back to them. If they don't find anyone, then yes, maybe it goes to you. But police are searching for these men that picked up $7,000 in the street in Kennebunk, Maine. Finders keepers? Not so fast. Authorities are searching for these people. The cash was mistakenly left behind by its rightful owner. Audrey LaRose was busy knitting, oblivious to the flying cash outside the front window of the White Sails Inn. She said, "We never heard a thing." Right? A guest at the inn at the time said. The police posted photos that you're seeing here, taken from a dashboard camera showing the man in a plaid shirt who stopped to confront another male who was stashing cash it wasn't his. Police say the man in the plaid was the father of the victim. He was a young man who realized cash he made from the sale of a vehicle and placed on the roof had blown away. Police say the victim's father returned to the area where his son said the money blew away and saw the individual in this solid blue shirt and brown pants taking the cash. It's just so sad to think that someone would actually go out there, think it was their money, and just pick it all up and take it. To me, that's stealing. Don't you agree with that? The suspect was seen driving away in a dark gray Honda CRV. This is not a case of finders keepers. The man could face charges, obviously, of theft if he doesn't return the money. So what would you do there? Again, weren't you raised right to say, all right, look, that's not mine. A poor kid left money probably on top of the car and was like, oh my God, the bag of money is flying all over the place. All right, that's the story of what I consider to be water cooler talk. Now, this one, did you ever watch Prison Break? Well, Hulu's Prison Break, a reboot, officially happening. I'm so excited. The new show set in the same world as the original, but it will have an all-new cast and story, and it has been ordered to series. Entertainment Weekly confirming this. I'm sad, though, that I'm hearing that the crew is changing. The new Prison Break will center on Emily Browning, an ex-soldier turned corrections officer who takes a job at one of the deadliest prisons in America to prove just how far she'll go for someone she loves. Wentworth Miller and Dominic Purcell were the ones that you see in that picture, and I'm just going to admit it, I had a major crush on both of them. All right, in baseball news, I asked you, are you still watching Major League Baseball? Maybe you've watched because it was better to watch than we had with the Cardinals this year, but I can't believe we're into the World Series. I almost thought that we were out of it. So here's the latest for you. The Blue Jays beat the Mariners in Game 7 of the ALCS. So now what's on tap? They face the Dodgers in the World Series. Are you going to watch the World Series? That is my question. Are you a big baseball fan, or are you like, nope, it's not local, so I'm not watching it? I'm sure there's baseball fans out there that are watching from our area, so you let me know if it is you. How about the Blues? So now we come back home. It's the Kings and the Blues. Game time tonight at 7 p.m. And then what's on tap for the National Day of calendar? Well, it's National Apple Day. So an apple a day keeps, the doctor away. Today is your day to eat those apples, but as you heard our nutritionist say, eat it with like peanut butter. Don't eat it alone. Back to the Future. You got to be kidding me. That's hilarious. I just said Back to the Future Day. Okay, that's funny. Back to the Future Day today. National Witch Hazel Day. National Pharmacy Tech Day, so honor them. It's Pro-Life Day of Silent Solidarity. National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day. Oh, my mom makes one of the best. And National Reptile Awareness Day. Well, we've got Foodie Friday we're taping today. Evidently, I should have brought Mom in to make a little Paradise Pumpkin Cheesecake. They always ask for that for Thanksgiving. Mom, by the way, if you haven't seen the post, my mom broke her collarbone. So can you send her thoughts and prayers? She was standing in the Schnucks parking lot, went to reach into her purse, lost her balance, and yep, broke the darn collarbone. So she'll be staying with us for a while. I want to thank my wonderful brother and sister-in-law who took care of her right away. And we are sharing time with Mama. Make sure that she is well taken care of, guaranteed. All right, let's talk about faith. My mother, of course, my father, brought me into my faith walk. I didn't, though, listen to Christian music until probably, I'd say, the last year and a half. And my husband says that he's really seen my faith ramp up more than ever. I think a lot of you are feeling the exact same thing. Well, Kim Underwood's been there for you for a long time. We're going to find out just how long she's been at Joy FM. We're also going to talk about her cancer journey and her love for life, this wonderful zest of just being a positive force. Kim Underwood, my guest on The Real Monica Adams Show when we return.
When you want to feel good, you work out at Crunch. You don't go here, because here feels bad. But here we help you feel good, feel strong, feel rejuvenated.
Join Crunch Fitness today.
When you want to feel good.
Hey everyone, where am I? Where you're going to be on Sunday, October 26th. Look at this. Is it not the most beautiful, serene setting? I don't think there's a better place for us to come together. Yoga, journaling. You've all been telling me you've been waiting for a retreat. Well, it's here. It's a special pop-up, and we're going to do faith in the fields. Everything that you need to work on your mental, physical, spiritual health. Come along with me and Brittany Phelps. We are going to get your body, your soul, and your mind on fire. Join us for Faith in the Fields on the 26th. Welcome back to the Real Monica Adams Show. I'm your host, Monica Adams, and as I mentioned, Kim Underwood is my guest. Do you know that name? If you listen to Joy FM, you do. We're going to talk about her incredible walk of faith. And, you know, any of you that have ever dealt with a life-altering illness, did you ever question, was God with you? See him in the story. Kim's going to tell you that story. First of all, welcome, my friend, Kim Underwood. How are you?
Thank you. Good morning. Welcome. I'm so glad to be here.
Kim and I first met just this year at the JBloom National Conference.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about also her attachment to JBloom and your love for JBloom. So shout out to Jennifer Bonacorsi. We love her. How long have you been with them?
I've been with them 11 years.
Oh, wow.
11 of the 12.
Okay, so
Yes.
we had Jennifer in. By the way, I'll have Gabriel, if you can grab that show that we did with, actually a couple shows with Jennifer Bonacorsi when we heard her backstory, and the fun show we did. We went behind the scenes. Did you see that?
I did. It was really fun.
It was like, I felt like Wizard of Oz. Where am I going behind and finding the great Oz? It's very cool. I don't know if a lot of you know, and there are people who obviously sell JBloom all across the country, but it's right here. We're proud that she's got this beautiful place in St. Peter's area.
Yes, St. Peter's. It's gorgeous, and it used to be a Gold's Gym.
I know. That's so you know how massive it is.
Yeah, it's huge.
Quite a production that
really
takes place
amazing.
there. Yes.
Yeah.
So what got you into wanting to be a part of them?
You know, I grew up with Brett and Jennifer.
Oh,
so we
okay.
are all from the same area around Champaign, Illinois.
Okay.
And we all ended up here in St. Louis. And so when they told me about the opportunity, just knowing them, I'm like, these are people I love. They're people of integrity. They're just amazing people. And I'm like, I'm in. So Brett's dad was actually my pastor growing up.
Oh, look at this connection.
Jen and I were cheerleaders together in high school. So it's just like, oh, this was an easy decision.
It's kismet.
Yeah.
If you don't know about JBloom, by the way, Gabriel's dropping in information for you so you can know. I've had so many people, Kim, that have said, I love this jewelry you've been wearing.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's JBloom, by the way.
Yes.
I fell in love with it. I first was introduced by Jenny Egan, who's a friend of yours. Jenny was a part of our show for a little while. Jenny introduced me back in my Fox 2 days.
Yes.
And I would have people say, oh, that's really, really pretty. And then I didn't have anything for a long time, and then I've been brought back to it. I'm in love with it.
You're back.
I know, right? I have guests that are on that are like, "What? Can you hook me up?" I'm like, "Yes, I will. I will get you to the right person." So, if someone wants to be a part of it, right, they can purchase and enjoy the beautiful jewelry.
Yes.
But it's a really cool side hustle or actual career, right?
Yeah. So that's exactly right. People are doing both. I have friends who do this full time. And then for me, it's just a very fun part-time job. But the leadership opportunities that I've been given and the ability to invest in other women, that's just so amazing. I love it.
And that's one of your favorite things in life is to pay it forward, inspire, help women and young women.
Yes. So I've probably been in youth ministry at some level close to 30 years, very part-time, but I just love investing in younger women. And I just think this world is so hard, and they need to be reminded that they have what it takes and that they're enough exactly Yes, exactly how they are.
Knowing your value, right?
Yes.
When did you learn that in life?
Oh gosh, I think it's been a process. I think I'm still learning it.
Sure.
You know, it's one of those things that I had adults pour into me when I was that age, and it helped me see that I had value. And so I just always knew, like, I want to do this for other young girls because it changed my life.
Well, and that's a huge thing that Kim just said. Again, if you're just tuning in, Kim Underwood, yes, from Joy FM. We're going to talk about how she got involved in that, when her faith really, maybe even got even a higher power. So if we don't have that, though, Kim, and I know with you ministering to a lot of young girls, you find those that don't have strong role models in their mothers and their fathers, maybe not even in grandparents, then they feel completely alone. Like, who am I going to turn to have a role model?
And that's kind of who I'm drawn to.
Yeah.
And I think I know what that feels like. I had a very chaotic upbringing. And so just to have one person who feels stable, to be like, no, you're enough. You have what it takes. Like that to me is like, that's the win right there.
Absolutely. I mean, again, we have to nurture and nourish our young children to teach them that mantra very early on in life so that they can believe in themselves.
Yeah.
But have you ever had, let me ask this, how long have you been in radio?
18 years.
18 years. Where did you start?
I started very part-time at WBGL in Champaign.
Okay.
But I came on at Joy FM 18 years ago, full force, and it's amazing.
So what was the format of the very first station you were at?
Contemporary Christian.
It was Christian.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm thinking back to when I started. I always listened to Y98 and WIL here in St. Louis, and it was my dream to work for one of them. I was thrilled that I did work for WIL for 7 years, but I don't remember 3 decades ago really having anybody around me talk about going into Christian music. I don't know if it wasn't as popular back then. How long has Joy been around?
So we've been, I think, 25 years.
Okay, so that would make sense then. That's why. So mine's now 32 and a half years that I've been in this career. So I don't really think that we had that. I remember my aunt and a cousin of mine listening to more religious music, but it wasn't obviously Joy.
Right.
And it wasn't like the thing about Joy FM, if you have never listened to the station, if somebody just has it on in the car, you would have no idea. It is such a mix of incredible music.
It is.
If you were to paint a picture, Kim, for them, what would you describe Joy FM to be?
Well, I think one of the things I love about where contemporary Christian music is right now is that it points you to Jesus and just reminds you that, like, you're not alone in this life. And I see Joy FM and our listeners as missionaries to our city who use radio as the tool.
Good point.
Because it's so much more than just music that you love. The outreach is incredible that's happening all over our city through Joy FM listeners, and what a gift just to be a small part of that.
How many people tell you, Kim, that they turn it on and they never turn it off, like weeks, months, years?
All the time.
I haven't turned the station. Now, a lot of you might be watching saying, what are you talking about? I don't listen to local radio. Why? We've got to keep it around. I did a show last week talking about the decline of TV and radio. Yes, we've heard AM radio going away. We're hearing people say they don't watch the news anymore. Well, what's going to happen? Everyone's going to lose their jobs. Everyone's like, oh, I listen to satellite, or I have my own playlist and I follow my artists. What is your fear about that comment?
I don't have a fear about it. I know it's a lot of people do, but because I think what we do is so different, it's so much more than just your favorite song on the radio.
Absolutely.
And I've seen God provide for this organization year after year after year, and we're just growing. We're not getting smaller.
Oh, I was just going to say, you just had an incredible last week.
Yeah.
How much money was raised?
Oh my gosh.
I thought I heard them.
Yeah, I think I don't know, $1.5 million. I can't even remember. My brain is so mushy.
So did you do it a whole week long?
Yes. Yeah.
And the entire station was involved in this. Tell them about what happened.
So it was for, so Joy FM, we have a sister station called Boost Radio. We play Christian hip hop, and that's one of the fastest growing outreach arms of the ministry. So Joy FM and the Prayer Bears. I don't know if you've heard about the Prayer Bears yet.
Well, I have through all of you.
Yeah,
yes.
It's pretty incredible. So we have these cute, tiny little prayer bears that go into area hospitals for any kid who gets admitted into the hospital, they get a prayer bear that has a little cute little Joy FM t-shirt on it. And then it has a devotional and a card from, I think it's Isaiah 41, that just says like, don't be afraid. I'm with you. You're safe in my hands. And every child who is entered through Mercy, and I believe Cardinal Glennon has them now.
I heard more and more
yes,
of these
we have
hospitals are coming to you.
3,000 more requests. Area police departments, foster care agencies, anyone who connects with a child who's in crisis, we want to make sure that they have these prayer bears. So the outreach was for those two things, the fundraising, and as well as anybody who goes to ichoosejoy.com can get a Bible for free.
That's what I love, and you're getting more and more requests for that.
This is the biggest year ever that we've had it.
Well, and I was just going to ask you that. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back with Kim, I was going to ask you, do you feel the heightened awareness of faith in this, I don't know, people are calling it a revolution.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel that? Do you all feel that? Do you feel that your faith has gone up a notch? We'll talk a little bit more about what they did last week because it was absolutely incredible. So yes, originally I had heard about the Care Bears and I thought hospitals alone. And then I don't remember who it was that was describing it, but they were like, honestly, it has come to us of the awareness of children that are in court.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Police officers saying, I would like them to be able to give to these kids. Any child that is so afraid and fearful to say, the other thing I heard them saying, I don't know which one of you again was talking about this, but it was, no, these bears, like the nurses were talking about, these bears will go with them when they're going back to their procedures.
It's the only thing that they're allowed to roll back with them when they head into their procedures. It's absolutely incredible.
I love it. I love it. All right. So we're talking about faith. It's all over this story today. Feel free to drop a comment in if you've listened to Kim before. If there's something that Joy FM has done to change your life. Her life was altered. And then here she is to talk about this incredible cancer journey that she has gone on. And like I ask a lot of people, when you go through a health scare like that, do you turn away from God or do you lean in more? We'll ask him that very question when we return. Welcome to the mobile Monica version of the Real Monica Adams Show at my favorite restaurant. There's something about a coffee house that's just very warm and welcoming.
Gives you that sense of community.
What are you most proud of since you've opened it?
I cry easily. I'm thankful for everybody here.
You opened the door during the middle of the pandemic. You got the best Italian restaurant in the United States. Here in St. Louis, you put us on the map. Does it scare you? You go through fear?
Terrifying.
So how do you get past the fear?
We find something to laugh about.
And that is how you find us, by the way. So many people have been asking over the last week. It's been a very interesting week in media, by the way. And people have, where do I find you? The Real Monica Adams on YouTube, as you just saw. Just do a search for that. Otherwise, on Facebook, it's at Monica Adams TV. That is the only platform where it's different. And it's because that was around during my television days. Otherwise, at The Real Monica Adams, again, people want to watch on X or Rumble. Maybe you don't know what Rumble's about. I didn't either, but I keep asking you, is there a platform that you would like for us to be on? There's multiple sources for you to find inspiration and joy. So Joy FM, if you haven't listened, maybe today is the day that you flip it on. Kim Underwood works on Joy FM with an incredible crew, one of which I used to work with, and he worked in promotions with me at WIL.
Yes.
Nick, who you listen to in the mornings. What time does your shift start?
I'm 2 to 7.
What time do you get there?
I get there around 10.
At 10?
Yeah.
And you're there till 7 or later?
Right around there. It just depends.
And now, last week, you heard people all over the place because the entire crew came together to, again, raise money and the funding. The station is funded by your listeners.
Yes, we are completely listener supported. We have been that way for years. And the reason is years ago, probably before maybe you were even curious about Christian radio, there used to be a Christian radio station here in St. Louis. It was called WCBW and The Bridge. That was kind of what they were. And it was a commercial station that was sold.
Okay.
And so when Sandy Brown, our president, she and another woman, Bobby, were just like trying to like, let's do this again, but let's make it non-commercial.
Right.
They did an amazing job making sure that it can never be sold out from under us again.
I love that.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And I just said it's been a rough week. I mean, that's so very different because you think of other people where they're working, they're giving it their all, and then their job is taken away. And it's a scary situation. I mean, there's a lot of people that have been thinking about going into the field, and then they're hearing what's happening. It's been a really rough, negative week all throughout St. Louis, and I think this is where people get fearful and need to turn to faith. I mentioned going into the break that Kim has survived cancer, a very rare form.
Yes, I had a very rare form of a soft tissue sarcoma. So about 7,000 people in the world get this variation of what I had, and it was in my foot.
Oh my gosh!
It was very.
How'd you find it?
Well, I thought I had a ganglion cyst on my foot. And then within a month's time, and that was there for probably 4 or 5 years. And the podiatrist was like, this is not a big deal. This is a cyst.
Right.
Just watch it. And then within a month or two time, it became hard as a rock and it grew into the size of a lime.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So my best friend is a nurse and she was like, yeah, that's not okay. You need to go get that taken care of. Yeah. So I went in and the podiatrist even said, literally, don't worry, kiddo, 1% comeback cancer. You'll be fine. And I could not believe.
Do you play the lottery, Kim?
I don't.
Like, oh, you need to.
I couldn't believe it. And it was just, it was wild. Yeah.
Again, we're looking at some pictures of her journey that she's went through. So what year was that?
That was 2019.
2019.
Yeah.
So when you are told anybody that's ever been delivered that C word that we all hate so much, never do you expect that you're hearing 1%.
Yeah.
And then they come back and tell you that it is?
Yes.
What happens in your mind?
I mean, first of all, I was terrified. I mean, that's the natural. I just start crying and the doctor was like, you don't have to cry. I'm like, of course I have to cry. Yeah. I was just, it just was so overwhelming. But day by day, I was reminded that no matter what, like, I'm going to be okay. And one of the things that my pastor, who I love, he put his arms on my shoulders one day and he said, you're going to be all right no matter the outcome. And I'm like, how do you know this? And he said, because you're rooted and you're grounded in your faith.
Amen.
And rooted and grounded has just stayed with me because without that, it's just all shifting sand. Like there's no foundation. I have nothing to stand on if it isn't Jesus.
And that is what I want to, again, I know this is hard and everyone's story is different.
Yeah.
Your journey to that realization is going to maybe be different or maybe it's going to mirror hers. But so many people, Kim, that I'm sure have come to you over the years of hearing your journey, getting inspiration from you, because that's not the case for a lot of people.
Right.
They turn away and say, why me? And what kind of a God would have me do this? What do you say to that?
It's so interesting. When I was walking through this and I spent a lot of time praying, and I feel like one of the things that God was saying to me over and over is, even if I don't give you what you want, am I still enough? Am I still faithful? Am I still good? And there were times where I had to really be like, do I believe this or not?
Yeah. I mean, you have to toy a lot in your mind, and it's not going to happen like that. Oh, no. Okay, gosh, he's got me. I'm good. So you went through before you were able to say, I feel I'm through this.
Yes.
How many years?
So I've been, I went through a really invasive surgery. It was like an 8 or 9 hour surgery where they took parts of my arm and they rebuilt my foot. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. And then radiation. And then I wasn't healing from that. So I was in wound care for another year.
Oh my gosh.
Hyperbaric oxygen therapy. It was it was quite a deal. But in that process, every day I saw God show up. In fact, I read this book or go over a book. It's called My One Word every year. And instead of making resolutions in January, I really pray through and like, what's one word that maybe God would have me focus on for the next year? For 13 years, I've been doing this. That year, my word was progress.
Progress.
And my first 6 months, I'm like, progress? Why? What is that even? Where's that coming from?
Where'd that come from? Right.
Yeah. And then I got diagnosed in May.
Wow.
And then every day was about making progress. I had to learn how to walk again. I had to learn how to use my hand again. I had to just keep moving forward and making progress because I had no control over what was happening.
When you went through this, besides leaning in to God, who else did you go to help your mind, your body, your spirit?
I have an incredible church family. I mean, let me tell you, I was living on the 3rd floor in a condo and I couldn't walk up the stairs anymore.
Right.
So I had to move. My best friend found me an apartment 1 mile from her house, or actually 1 minute from her house. And my church family packed me, moved me. And when I walked into my apartment, it was like an HGTV reveal. Everything was on the walls. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't deserve this. And I have such a loving community. And so that was a big deal. My Joy FM family, they were solid as a rock for me as well. You know, I'm just really grateful that I have people that are willing to invest time and resources into me at my lowest.
Well, and as Kim, you know this, not everybody has that.
Yes.
But I believe, and I say this to you so many times, and I just got to chill as I'm getting ready to say this, for those of you that feel lost, for those that feel that everyone's turned away from them or have never had this type of friendship, I often say, go find a church community.
Yeah.
Again, I'm never pushing faith on anyone. It just happens organically as you come to the show and you find, well, why did I come to the show? Why did I start listening to Kim on Joy FM? It's your time. And again, if you feel that everyone is turned away, I truly believe that if you find the right connection of whatever the church is, whatever denomination, it doesn't matter. We all need to just listen to each other anyway. You know, that's why I was raised Catholic, and then I found my way to literally telling people, invite me to your church. I want to find the one that lights me up so much that I am brought to tears by the message. And that's what happened. So again, find that family. It's there for you. They're waiting for you.
Yeah, and I think something to remember too is that it's easy for us to want to walk in the room and be like, okay, nobody likes me, no one's talking to me, but we have to do our part too.
Oh, yes.
You have to find your people. You have to sign up for the Bible study or volunteer or do something. Make yourself involved so that you can make these connections, because that's where true life happens. It's not in the sitting in the pew or in the chair on Sunday morning. It's actually getting into life with somebody.
Yeah, you have to do the work, but the rewards are amazing.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to look at some of your comments, any questions that you have. That's what I love about being live. Feel free to drop them in. It's just like my days in radio and her current days of you all calling in wanting to talk to Kim. Well, this is your opportunity to talk to Kim.
I love
it. Feel free to drop some comments. We'll let you know those. But again, it's all about this walk of faith. And I want to ask her, as I mentioned before, do they see more and more people, new people coming, more comments about, I don't know what's happening, something's happening in the world? Does Kim feel that same thing that I feel that's happening in the world? We'll go to that and your questions when we return.
I was just on the Real Monica Adams show, and it was really a good experience for me. When I walked in, the building is just peaceful. The environment is beautiful here. Monica really made me feel welcome.
The Monica Adams show allows people to be themselves. It's really important to share kindness, to be real, to offer stories and things that will give people hope and a reason to smile.
Rather than waking up aggravated, disappointed, and wondering, where's this earth going? Choose to wake up with something that'll put your mind and your heart in the right direction. Start with Monica.
What's all that about? Well, it's Kim Underwood Day. My friend Kim is so awesome that in 1987, the mayor of her hometown, Rantoul, Illinois, declared with a festival and by giving her a key to the city that September 19th would forever be known as Kim Underwood Day. And when I found this out, I was like, why is no one celebrating? So far, we've sent cookies and cake to the mayor's office, along with a big giant Kim Underwood head. And last year, we put a billboard in the heart of Rantoul. But this year is going to be even more epic, because the party isn't just happening at the mayor's office. It's about to happen here, and Kim has no idea what's coming.
Can I put it on now? Happy Kim Underwood
And we checked in with Lee at the mayor's office again to see how they were celebrating with all those goodies I sent.
Hey! Happy Kim Underwood Day!
Yay! Kim Underwood Day. How exciting is that? How do you pronounce the name of where you're from?
Rantoul.
Rantoul.
Yes.
Where is that?
It's just north of Champaign, Illinois.
I had never heard
the
of
next
that.
exit.
So how do you get Kim Underwood Day?
Okay, so first, I did not want this to happen. I was 14, and at the time, I was very involved in the arts, and I'd made it pretty far. Remember Star Search?
Absolutely.
I made it pretty far in the audition process for Star Search. And I'm just
Where's
from this,
that video?
I know. Where is that
what?
video? And I'm from this small town, and I did pageants, and I was just on stage a lot. And our mayor really loved the arts, and so she was just so proud of me. And I remember when she approached me with having my own day, and I was like, "No, please don't do this. It's like social, the worst thing for a 14-year-old girl."
This is true.
Yeah, and so she did it anyway, and threw a festival in my little town.
1987.
1987.
But then it becomes Kim Underwood Day again.
Yes.
How did they find out about this?
Well, I don't know. I was just talking with Justin, my co-host, and I think I was like, did I ever tell you? Because
I had my own day.
You don't enter a room and be like, hey, I've got my own day. And he was like, what? And so he really has championed this. And the current mayor, Rantoul, or when we started doing this, he was like, I don't know who she is. I haven't lived there in a long time. But they said, if you send the party, we'll make it happen. So Rantoul celebrates Kim Underwood Day every September 19th.
September 19th.
Yeah.
Why that day?
I think that was just free on the city calendar. I don't know.
Okay, not like your birthday or any special
not at
day.
all.
So what did you do on Star Search?
I'm a singer.
How did I not know this?
Yes.
So is it Christian music that you like to sing most?
No, back then I did I grew up doing pageants. So it was more pageant, like Somewhere Over the Rainbow or, some bigger,
Who
pageant
was the one that had all the weeks of Somewhere Over the Rainbow? Sam?
Oh, yes. Who was that?
Harris.
Shoot. Sam Harris. Yes,
Woo,
yes.
How did I get that one?
Yes.
I loved Star Search and so wanted to be on that, but I
Yeah.
never. I mean, again, you look at all of the people now on, you name it, right?
Yeah, The Voice, The American Idol.
It's incredible to see where someone goes with that, though. But that was our beginning, Star
Yeah,
Search.
it was.
And McMahon.
I had a mom who was like, let's do this. And so.
How far did you go on Star Search?
I mean, I made it not quite to TV, but I made it like in the final cuts of the audition process. And then I also used to be a national anthem singer for the Chicago Bulls and for
I
the
love
Cubs. Don't hate me, St. Louis people. I lived in Illinois.
No, don't hate anyway. Be kind.
Yeah.
Do you still sing regularly?
I do. Every
yes?
Sunday I help lead worship at my church.
And where's your church?
It's called Quest. It's
Quest.
in Wildwood, Missouri.
Okay.
We're just a little place with a lot of
Got
heart.
chill for some reason. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
supposed to come over to Quest.
A lot
and
of heart.
Check you all out. I love it. I did not know that Kim was a singer. I'm getting to know Kim just like you're getting to know Kim. If you are just tuning in, we're talking to Kim Underwood. And you and I just said something at break. I said, what is your partner's name? And Justin.
Yes.
And so the two of you feel that
He's like the brother I always wanted,
Wow.
but never got until now.
Isn't that huge? Because that doesn't happen often.
I know. We had chemistry instantly. I mean, of course, you work through some kinks and things like that when you first start working together, but he makes me laugh so hard. So if you ever
need
hear
that
me
every
like
day.
wheeze laughing, that's because of Justin.
You know what? That's a blessing because
It is.
I'll tell you what, radio and TV can be so filled with egos, which
Yeah.
I will never understand. You'd have such power in the microphone and in the camera. Do great work with that.
Yeah.
And let the ego go at the door and just light people up.
Yes.
You're blessed. I had the exact same thing with Bo Matthews
Yeah.
at WIL.
I love that.
What a big teddy bear.
Yeah.
And it was my dream of doing a morning show with him. I still have that. I'm like, come on, Bo,
Yes.
come on this show. Let's do some fun things together.
I love
well, I'm
that.
glad that you have that.
I did. And when I was going through cancer, there were some really rough days. So I'd go to radiation, then I would come into work. And I had one day I had an appointment where my doctor was just like, there's no hope. We need to amputate your leg. And I just was not okay with that. And I couldn't do the show. I just sat in the studio and I cried for 4 hours, and he just cared and let me cry and like let me talk it out, and I'm just so grateful for him.
So Kim, you were told that. I was told that when I was 19. They were either going to amputate or slice my legs to relieve pressure. No, that was from my blood clot that I had.
Wow.
Obviously,
Yes,
did not.
I know.
But the right this is God all over it right here. The right doctor, the right medical team gets into this story and says, "No, we're going to go in another direction."
Yeah. That's exactly what happened. I ended up going to Missouri Baptist Hospital, to their wound center, and I will scream from the rooftops about them. And they said, "No, we can help you heal, and it's just going to take time." And so that's when I did the hyperbaric oxygen therapy. I did 60 of those. That's the most they'll allow you to do, and it still took me a year for my wounds to heal. And it was just such a story of God's faithfulness
and your patience.
Yeah, because it was hard, but
of course.
Here I am.
I was just going to say, so here you are all these years later. What is the journey now? What do you have to do?
I do scans once a year now. I graduated to once a year, which my next
Did you get a cap and gown when
up.
you graduated?
I should. I did ring that bell as hard as I could. I was like trying to break the bell.
It's me.
That's right.
I mean, that's incredible. Okay, so I promised to go to your comments. And for anybody else that, again, is going through hard times, the reason I bring these inspirational stories on is to give you hope, to say, I know it's not what you want right now, but better days are ahead. Again, if you stay rooted and grounded in your faith as she did. So good morning to all of you. Again, one fell swoop. I know I normally like to run you all down and say, not run you down, run down saying good morning, good morning, good morning. Julie, I love hearing Kim and Justin on Joy FM. Faithful listener to Joy. That's Julie Purcell. Good morning, all. It's a great day to be a great day, Luann says. Boy, that's very, very true. Think how bad this is going to be if we all had digital IDs. I know that's back to the news that we were talking about. It is a crazy world.
Yeah, it is.
And everybody that was affected by that. The gas prices. Are you happy that the gas prices are down?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
What's the lowest you have found?
I mean, 268, I think.
So I had 261 on 140.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Linda just said 249 where she lives.
Whoa.
We're all coming to your house.
We're driving.
Linda.
We're going to spend all the gas to get your gas.
Exactly. But it's worth it because she's a faithful viewer.
Yes.
We love her. My father. Okay. So if you found $7,000, what would you do?
Oh my God. Well, you'd have to find who did it. I mean, that's
it's not a
lot.
quarter.
No, it isn't. It's not. Yeah, that's insane. You have to go to the police station. You have.
And then when the guy comes back, like, hey, that's my bag of money. No,
don't act
I'm
like it's
run
not.
off with it.
Yeah.
So my father found a wallet with lots of money my parents could have used. It had no name in it. But as kids, we watched him do the right thing. It stuck with us.
Oh,
See?
I love that.
Good role models.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, let's see. Thank you. Prayers for Mama Jackie. My mom broke her collarbone. Oh. Sweet thing. Kathy Hartnett, good morning. I love all these new names that I'm seeing. Those bears are awesome. We talked about the Care Bears with Joy FM.
Care Bears.
I make memory bears, and I have had a lot of orders lately. Well, great,
I love
Jessica.
that.
Okay, so I was just going to say, besides working with Nick at WIL, there's someone else over at your station who is not only someone I worked with, but a very, very dear friend of mine that we are overdue for breakfast, lunch, dinner, something. I hope she's still on. She wrote earlier, yay, Kim and Monica, Brandy.
Oh, you know what? I was supposed to tell you. Brandy says hi.
Hi, Brandy. I adore her.
I love her.
You know, you have similar energy and very, it's also beautiful because this is the big goofball that I grew up with at WIL, who I remember going out late nights singing hip hop music.
Yes.
And she's like, girl, would you ever think that I would have this unbelievable passion for God? And I'm like, no, but I love how people are coming to it.
Yeah, she's amazing.
That's what we said going into the break. I'm going to look at more of your comments. So hang on. Do you feel the same, this revival, this revolution that everybody keeps talking about?
Yeah, you know, in the past year, Joy FM has gained over 100,000 new listeners.
That's huge.
It is massive. And to see how God is working, I see it in the youth. I see more kids wanting to figure out, like, I need to know what truth is. I need to figure it out for myself.
Yeah.
I don't want to learn it from social media. I want to know what the truth is. And I see it in adults, you know. It is absolutely incredible what God is doing and how he's moving right now.
For all of you at Joy FM, because obviously that is the station where people will come to as they are inquisitive.
Yes.
What have you all done maybe to shift even more to say, we know more are coming. We've got to level up?
I think we're constantly looking for new opportunities. Kind of our mindset is if God opens a door, we're going to walk through it.
Yes.
And so there are a lot of things on the horizon that we're really excited about. I think one of the things I love, though, is that people feel safe to call in. I can't tell you the amount of times people have been like, I just left the doctor. You're the first person I called to tell my diagnosis because I just can't tell my family yet.
Wow.
I mean,
it
happens.
Trust.
So exactly. So that is such a gift, and we want to steward that well because people are hurting. All of us. We all have our stuff, and they just want to know that there's someone who's just going to love them.
And
yeah.
love them and care about them. I listened to one coming in this morning, the 99-second story.
Yes.
And I thought, wow, I was supposed to hear this today. It was from, I don't know what age woman, but she and her husband wanted to have children.
Yeah.
And then got pregnant, I think is what I heard, and then lost the baby, and then have been on fertility drugs for the last 4 years. Wants children so bad. I don't believe still has children.
No, they had
right?
adoptions fall through.
Correct.
I mean, it's
and I listened to all of that, and it made me think of my own story of people always go, if you're so in love with God, Monica, then tell me why he didn't give you a child. For the people who don't believe, they're atheist, agnostic, whatever, they don't understand why I'm so on fire for God. It is, he wanted me to do his steward. He wanted me to be the steward, and he wanted me to do his work. When I was 19 and had that blood clot, Kim, I immediately said, you could have taken me. Why did you not?
Yeah.
What was the reason? And all I ever kept hearing and still hear to this day is, I need you to do my work.
Yeah.
While you're here, I need you to do my work.
Yeah.
And then when I'm ready, I'm going to take you here with me. And that people are like, you're okay with that? I am, because to me, I've been given an extra 35 years.
Yeah.
And again, other people are saying, but my kid was taken, or this happened, or this happened.
Yeah.
I don't understand. None of us will. We don't have all the answers, but I just don't understand a life without God.
I totally get that. I'm 52 years old. I've never been married. I have no children. And I could be a very bitter person.
Absolutely.
And instead, and it's been a process. It's not like I'm just this happy-go-lucky,
rainbow puppies, yes.
Yeah, I mean, but I had to realize, like, the Word of God says that his ways are better. So if I truly believe what he says, then I have to trust that this is better than what I want.
Absolutely.
And so how am I going to live that out? How am I going to be faithful in that? And so I'm not a mom, but man, I get to mentor so many girls. And then guess what? I get to go home. My best friend has 3 kids. I am their Kim auntie, and I will do anything for them. And then I get to go home.
Yeah. It is the great, right? You're the greatest aunt.
I know.
And then you're like, okay, you get them in the hard times.
Yes. And she's like, I said, give them to me when they're teenagers. I'm all over that.
Exactly. Another person who I know very well, I think I should work at Joy FM. I have all my friends over there. Now another new friend. But from Nick to Brandy to Scott Anthony.
Oh, Scott.
Scott said, Kim is amazing. She is one of my favorite people. Absolutely.
I agree
Scott
with
is a big teddy bear as well.
He is.
He and I
amazing.
met doing a charity nonprofit event. And I absolutely love him. He's got, all of you have wonderful energy. Good morning, Peggy, watching from Cape Girardeau. Rose, Kim, I bet you're popular at your church.
I mean, listen, I'm an extrovert, so if they don't know me, they're going to. Leading worship, I have the bird's eye view of the new people. So I'm like, who do I not know yet? And they're probably running from me, but I'm excited.
You're running to them to give them a big hug.
And they're
welcome. Audrey McEllier, good morning, Monica and Kim. Just tuning in, so I'll have to go back and rewatch the first part. That's the beauty of streaming. Love Kim, Audrey says.
Oh, thank
Rose,
you.
Kim, I feel the same way about my church family. They got me through some of the darkest times in my life.
Awesome.
Yay to you. Lana Gregg. Hi, Monica and Kim. This show and Joy FM are my favorite things. Thank you for a place where faith can be shared. We need more of this. Amen.
Yeah.
Monica, I've said it before, but I'll say it again. I love your raw honesty.
Yeah.
I also was raised Catholic, but knew later as an adult I was still missing something. I have finally found the church family that gets me through and has gotten me through some really tough times, and I'm very grateful for that. Absolutely. Luann. Luann said, I know where Rantoul is.
Oh, nice.
You and Kim.
Yes.
Luann said she's a small town Illinois girl. All right.
Yeah.
Good morning, Kathy. Luann is a faithful listener to Joy FM.
Oh, thanks, Luann.
Babs, perfect example of hope. Bless you.
Thank you.
Stephanie, you are a blessing today. Good morning, Pamela. Corey, love you. What a great show today and every day. You're so impactful. I love this. Julie, I gifted my prayer bear to my son-in-law, Jason. He needs a miracle for his back injury, 2007.
I love that.
Then he told me he would pass it down to my granddaughter, his daughter, which is 9 months.
I love that.
Paying the bears forward, which you're seeing right now.
So great.
Colleen Reed said, I'm a faithful listener of Joy FM. Love you. Love you as
Thank
well. And then Joy FM's on saying, hi, Kim.
Yes,
right.
hi.
So feel free to keep dropping the comments in. Again, even when we're not live and you do a little hashtag replay, so Kim and I both know that you caught it later. I love having a live audience, but I know a lot of you have to rush off. You got a busy life. You go to work, you taking your kids, you're running errands. But that's the beauty of having, again, the show. I'd say this is why I want a lot of you that are followers on Facebook to subscribe on YouTube, because Meta now is erasing after 30 days. But all these 700 shows that we've done in 2.5 years, they're all there on YouTube. So you can go back and get inspired in them. Okay, Stephanie said, I believe in the power of prayer. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Amen.
Keep them coming in. Again, how has Joy FM changed your life? I would love to know that. So keep in the comments coming. All right, well, don't go anywhere. We have more with Kim Underwood when we return.
When you want to feel good, you work out at Crunch. You don't go here because here feels bad. But here we help you feel good, feel strong, feel ready.
Join Crunch Fitness today.
Thankful to Monica for having me on the show here today. I just love having the opportunity to try and help other people. There are a lot of people in my life that were there for me in my time of need, and that was important for me today to talk to Monica about that. You know, you can get low and then work yourself back up to where you want to be, and people around you can help you do that. Surround yourself with the right people. That's what Monica tries to do here with this show. In fact, I know that's what she wants to do, is she wants people that are like-minded to help each other, to point each other in the right direction, to lift each other, not put each other down. It was amazing for me to sit in here and talk with Monica, and hopefully it helps somebody along the way. I know that every show that she puts on is fantastic. It's worth your while to be tuning in every single day. Don't worry about some of the negativity around the world, whether it's on TV and this, that, the other. Tune in here to Monica and let her tell her story as well as her guests tell their story. There's always something that you can get from somebody else. And if you pick up just one little thing that helps you, that makes this a success. And that is why I'm here with Monica today.
Welcome back, and so thrilled to have you with us. For all of you that are like, wait a minute, I'm tuning in late, that's okay. You can go back and watch the beginning, but go ahead and watch from here until we wrap up, and then go back. Yes, so much fun, and I welcome Kim back anytime she wants to be on the show. Kim Underwood from Joy FM. I'm going over to Instagram here for a second. Jennifer Bonacorsi said, yay.
Hi.
Go, go, Kim. We love you, Jennifer, by the way. Diana Crammel. I love Kim Underwood. Am I saying her name right?
Yeah.
Okay. She is a light to everyone who meets her, and she has blessed my life and so many others. Keep being you, Kim. You are awesome.
Thank you.
Keep the comments coming in. Going back over to Facebook, my grandma listens to Joy FM every day in the car, in the kitchen. She'll listen to it as she's even bathing.
I don't think I've heard that one yet.
In the bathtub, little Joy FM, a little glass of wine. Hey, that's true relaxation and peace. Okay, I want to get to know Kim a little bit better, and I'm sure you do as well. So you mentioned earlier that Justin's like the brother you never had. So do you have any siblings?
I don't. I'm an only child.
Wow, so there's another thing that you didn't have siblings to turn to.
Yeah.
So your
And
friendships
my parents are gone.
How long ago did you lose them?
So I lost my dad in May of 2004, and then my mom March of 2005.
And was it
so my
sudden?
Dad was sick, and my mom actually passed away in a house fire.
Oh my gosh.
So it was a hard year for sure.
It's been a hard journey.
Yeah.
So you're hearing a lot of these things. She lost her parents.
Mm-hmm.
She has lived through a very rare cancer diagnosis. She said, again, I didn't get married. I don't have kids. All these things that could make Kim very bitter. But look at this joy that she's bringing. I mean, literally, I'm surprised your name is not Joy.
Yeah. People do call me Joy sometimes.
You
I'm like,
do.
no,
You
no,
have
it's Kim.
infectious energy. And she also doesn't have the true unconditional love greeting her when she walks in the door. I just asked her, I'm like, well, do you have dogs?
It's
cats?
true. I do love dogs. I'm allergic to cats. So,
Me too.
But I love dogs, but I'm never home. And every once in a while, I'll send a picture to my best friend, like, but look at how cute this. And she's like, Kim, you are never home. You cannot do that to a dog.
I get that. And that's
Yeah.
what I have a lot of friends who are like, I would love to have dogs, but
Yeah.
it's not fair. I'm gone for 10, 11, 12. And yes, that's not fair to them.
Yes.
So again, a lot of these things, this is why all of you Joy FM listeners, why you are such a very instrumental part of her life.
Yes.
Because she feeds off of your energy as you feed off of hers. What do you want for your life? If you could be given anything that God would give you on a platter, what would it look like?
Ooh, that is a tough question. You know, I think I'm pretty satisfied in my life. I'm always curious for what he has next. Do I want a husband? Of course, yes. And also, would that prevent me from doing what God wants for me to do, has for me to do? So that's kind of the balance that I have. I feel like I'm right where I'm supposed to be. So I'm going to ride that as long as I can because I have contentment. I am joyful.
Huge.
I do have a life. Do I get lonely? Of course I do. And do I wish I had someone to travel with? Of course I do.
'Cause you love to
I
travel.
love to travel and just do all those fun things. There's times where I want to come home and be like, oh, guess what happened today? You know, but so that's hard. And I also know that God has a better plan for me. So
For those of you that are, we'll talk about her travel in just a second and her love for naps. For those of you that are also not with anybody right now, and maybe you've questioned that, like, God, I'm such a wonderful person. Why wouldn't you give me that partner that
Like,
I'm
I'm a
seeking
catch.
out? Right? Hey, look, I didn't get married until I was, let's see, we just celebrated 10 years.
Yeah.
Until I was 42.
I remember.
Right?
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
So for me, it was, I'm not getting married until I absolutely know that God has put that person in my life that is my soulmate. And Jim is. Jim and I were absolutely made for each other.
I love it.
But we also know that we lost 11 years. And in that time, it prevented us from having children. That was the gut-wrenching news that was delivered to me.
Yeah.
Did you, because my mom said, well, I don't understand why you guys didn't go this route. Did you ever consider adopting on your own?
You know, people have approached me about that before, but I grew up with a single mom. And so I just know how hard it was for her. And I have so much respect for single moms because it is not, parenting is not for sissies.
Right.
And I just never felt like that is what
God intended for
yeah,
you.
instead he has me pouring into these young women in a way that I get so much joy. I leave youth group and sometimes it's hard, but my cup is full.
Yeah.
You know,
and those are your children.
These are my girls.
I have my clients that I personally train. They're like, well, we're your kids. I'm like, I get what you're saying. But it gets hard sometimes,
It
right?
does, of course.
I always say Mother's Day is not my favorite day. It's my favorite because I have my best friend in my mother and I dote on her.
Yeah.
Then the rest of the day is,
Yeah.
okay, what do you want me to do? All right, just ask.
And, you know, honestly, I've never desired to be pregnant. Like, I've always wanted to mom, not to be a mom. And so I thought it would come differently, not traditionally. And it has. It's very unique how God has given me, how he fills that cup for me. And it's enough.
And he just keeps asking us to follow that.
Yeah, and it's
follow
enough.
me and I will provide.
Yeah.
I still believe the husband's coming. I'm just going to say
We'll
I feel
see.
it. But if it doesn't, as she said, she's very content.
Yes, and if not, he is still good.
Absolutely.
You know?
Brad P. says, Kim is wonderful. Known her for a long time. She was my Kate wife's best friend.
Late wife. Yeah, Christy.
Oh, late. That's what it is.
So Brad and Christy. Christy actually was how I met Jesus, his late wife.
Oh, wow.
And she introduced me to Jesus when we were kids. And I didn't come to know Jesus, like say yes to him until I was 19. But it was actually because of her and her family. Her dad was my principal. And when she and Brad met, I was like, oh, this is your person. And I sang in their wedding. And he is a good man. And it's a tremendous loss that Christy's gone.
I'm so sorry, Brad. And again, how do we overcome loss? I mean, this is what you're hearing in today. Pamela, love that you are sharing your love for God. Kristen says Kim is a breath of fresh air. Love her laughter. I agree with that. God has a plan for Kim.
Yes.
And she has the best smile, Rose says. What an inspiration. See? Come on the show more.
I know. I'm like, I feel so good. You guys are making my day.
That's how we like to start everybody's day. Okay, so for your love for travel, where's the greatest place you've traveled to?
Okay, this is going to sound... Okay, the most beautiful place has probably been Hawaii.
Okay.
I love Hawaii.
Which part of Hawaii?
We went to Maui, and I loved that. But my favorite place is Russia.
Oh,
I know that sounds odd.
No, not at all.
But
when was that?
I've been there 3 different times.
Oh, really?
Doing like discipleship camps for college and high school students. And the Russian people are so lovely. And
interesting.
It's like...
I don't think that's the picture that's painted.
No, it
them.
isn't, because that's not what you see on the streets. But when you're in their home, it is so beautiful and hospitable, and there's food all over the table, and they want you to stay for hours and play games. It's just lovely. And I have made some of my dearest friends from my time of being in Russia. So I love the Russian people. I wish I could speak the language because it's beautiful, but it's so hard to learn. But I really love... I love that. I hope there's a time where I'm able to go back. But
when's the last time you were there?
It's probably been 10 years because it's just not.
So what's on your bucket list?
Okay. The southern coast of Italy.
I love this. Okay. Oh, I saw that. Amalfi Coast you want to go to.
Amalfi Coast.
So I want to go there too. I have a friend whose family owns a hotel there, and he's invited us there.
Oh, so, do you need a tag along?
Yes.
Yes, I will go.
We're talking about, by the way, and this is maybe something that Kim and I should team up on because it sounds like we have a very similar mission in life. There are a lot of people watching that want to know, when are we going to do retreats together? We have Faith in the Fields, by the way, this Sunday.
Yes,
okay, so that is being held. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a second. But a lot of people have asked for travel retreats. And I said, well, then let's go to Italy.
Oh my gosh, I'm so in.
Would you go to Machu Picchu with me? It's a very spiritual awakening, I'm
interesting.
told. Peru.
Maybe. I'll consider
you have
that.
To hike that.
I know. I consider that.
That I'm thinking I really want to try to make happen for 2026.
That's cool.
Please come back to Monica's show, Christian just said.
Oh, thank you.
I agree. We should bring Kim back on. This has been a wonderful show.
Oh, thank you. You guys are so nice.
When you have like-minded people, it just really, it lights up the world. Okay, so the Amalfi Coast, where else?
Yeah, south of France as well. So basically, in high school, I saw Dirty Rotten Scoundrels with Michael Caine and Steve Martin, and I love that movie. And they were on the Italian Riviera, and I'm like, I have to go there. And it's right there next to France. And I'm like, so basically, I just want to jet set in a convertible in the south of France.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I had never been to Europe until last fall. I went to Italy it was a business trip with my husband. Loved it.
Yeah.
But I mean, we just scratched the surface. Have you been to Australia or New Zealand?
I've not been to Australia or New Zealand. I've been to like 15 different countries, though. I've been to India. I've been to a lot of the Caribbean countries, Trinidad, Grenada, most of them through missional type things like the Operation Christmas Child, those shoe boxes that people pack.
Yes.
I delivered shoe boxes to a group of students in Grenada, and that country is incredible. It's so beautiful. India. On my way home from India, I did London in a day and a half. So it wasn't nearly long, but I got on the red bus. We drove around. I got a scarf from Buckingham Palace, which P.S. was way overpriced, and I can never get rid of it because it's my palace scarf.
Exactly.
But it was so fun. It was such an adventure.
Again, by the way, chip away at your bucket list. Make it happen because, again, all the material things don't matter. It's those memories either that you make by yourself. Do things by yourself, by the way. Fall in love with yourself, and you'll watch what happens with everybody falling in love around you. But you have to love yourself first. You got to take care of you.
A big one last year.
Which
I
was?
went and saw Sting.
Oh.
I've always wanted to see Sting in concert, and he was in Chicago. I'm like, he's not getting any younger, and neither am I, so I better go. And it was the most amazing concert.
That's what I've never seen him, but I hear he's one of the best performers.
He's like 70 something, and he's just incredible.
He's like Sammy Hagar. They keep rocking.
Yes.
And Sammy, I think just a week ago or so, he had his big Cabo performance.
Yeah.
We were just in Cabo, and there was this long line of people waiting 3, 4, 5 days beforehand. I'm like, what are you all doing?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the deal with naps?
Oh my gosh. I love naps. I mean, there's nothing. I'm very fiercely committed to my Sunday afternoon nap.
Okay.
There's something about it that I wake up and I'm like,
How long is your nap?
I feel a little embarrassed to say this.
2 hours?
3. I mean, I'm talking
okay,
like
that is not a nap. That means your friends are right. You are rush. We just did a story last week about rushing woman syndrome. It's a real thing. Kim, that's
it's
not a nap.
my long winter's nap every season.
I'm a bear. I'm hibernating.
I am. Yes, I love to hibernate, get it real cold, and then bundle up.
I'm going to agree with you. I actually do wake up and go, I wonder if I can get a nap in today.
Yes.
It doesn't ever happen, by the way.
Me either. Except for Sundays.
But okay, we used to have a sleep expert on, and he would not call that a nap.
I mean, it's just a running start to the evening.
All right, so we know she likes naps. We know she loves to travel. What else would be awakening for people who are close to you that would be like, I didn't even know that about Kim. Give me something juicy.
Okay. Oh, something juicy. Okay. Well, I was a pageant girl.
Yeah, we said that.
Did I say that? Okay. Let's see.
How did you get into pageants?
My mom, she just was like, let's just do everything.
Did she introduce you or push you into pageants? Or do you feel a little bit of both?
I don't actually know. Oh. You know, I had a very chaotic home life. And so I actually really liked it because it got me out of that. And I got to be on stage doing what I love to do, which was sing.
Did you dance too?
I do, but not competitively. I did used to teach tap.
Oh, come on.
Okay, yeah, so we can have a tap lesson. Let's see. There's got to be something in my archives somewhere.
Who were your celebrity crushes growing up?
Oh, hands down, Jason Bateman.
Because
I'm a girl of the 80s. Okay. You know, I graduated in 91.
Okay.
Jason Bateman, for sure. I always loved Chris O'Donnell, who's now on like all of the CSI type shows.
I said I like John Stamos as a celebrity crush, and he still looks incredible.
He does.
So does Rob Lowe, by the way.
He does. My first concert was Donnie and Marie. I saw them at the Arizona State Fair, and Marie had this long outfit, and she raised her arms, and fringe went to the ground, and it was like, oh my gosh.
Did you say I want that outfit?
Absolutely.
My mom was a seamstress, and I had my mom make me a jumpsuit that looked like Elf.
That's kind of what Marie was wearing, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
I interviewed her.
You did?
Yes. She was at the Working Women Survival. Wow. It was the survival show at the time. Now it's the Working Women show. Yep. She was one of the celebrities there.
Wow.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Okay. So how about this? We take our final break. Okay. We have two things to do. We're going to rapid fire ask Kim questions. Feel free to drop in any questions you want in a rapid fire get to know Kim Underwood.
Love it.
I've got some in my head, but I'm also going to ask you to pick.
Okay.
At the end of every show, we bring in a devotional.
Ooh.
100 Days to Freedom books from Stephen Arterburn.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you feel that you need, which is also what the world needs to hear today? 100 Days to Freedom from shame, fear and anxiety, anger, overeating, depression.
Tell me again.
Shame, fear and anxiety are together in the same book.
Yeah.
Anger, overeating, and depression.
I think fear and anxiety.
Okay.
I think that's...
So for all of you that watch the show on a regular basis, you know what I'm going to say. It is the most chosen book.
Is it?
Yep. So that you know what's going on in our world. A lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, which lead to the rest of these, by the way. But I think the root of it, to go back to that, is from fear and anxiety. Okay. 100 Days of Freedom from Fear and Anxiety. We'll get to know Kim in our final few minutes of the show, and we'll talk about faith in the field. So don't go anywhere.
Wow, I just got off live with the real Monica Adams. What a wonderful experience. I don't watch news because of all the negativity that it brings and the way it drives me emotionally to a place I don't really like to feel. So to be a part of a show that has a sole purpose of bringing positivity to the community, and then with the desire to just build people up, it has been one of the greatest joys, one of the greatest experiences that I've had a chance to be a part of when it comes to being a guest. This studio, it is fantastic. As I watched my show before I came in, I saw the lighting and I was impressed by the way this room is lit, but it is so warm and comforting to be in here. Whether you're a guest or a viewer, this show is a must watch, a must be a part of, and just continue doing great things out there, Monica. You are changing lives every day.
Welcome back. Hasn't this been a fun show? I'm looking at all the comments. I know we literally just said we should do something together. I'm not going to take her away from radio, but I don't know, something on the horizon, some kind of Monica and Kim segment. I think that we need to do. Joy, always bringing that to you. So if you're just tuning in, yes, you are tuning in at the last part of the show, but it might be your most favorite, right? It could be the most fun. Go back and watch the entire show, though. And then do us a favor and share this with all of your family and friends on whatever platform you're on. Okay, getting to know Kim Underwood. Any comments or any questions that you have, feel free to drop them in. Christian just said, power naps are the best.
Yes.
Please come back to Monica's show.
Thank you, I will.
Right? Does that count as a nap, or is that just an early bed?
I mean, tomato.
Exactly. Abby Puckett says, hi, Kim Underwood.
Oh, hi, Abby.
Lana Gregg, I love my Sunday afternoon football nap.
I love it.
Wonderful show. Kim needs to come back. Told you. Rose says, great show. Kim, can you share with everyone how to get their You Just Got Joyed cards?
Yes.
I love using this in the drive-thru and pay for the person behind me. Oh, see, I always hear that happens, and I just think that it just happens. So there's a card?
We actually have little note cards that say You Just Got Joyed, and they're free. You can pick them up at ichoosejoy.com.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear those things, and it's like, let's pay it forward. Let's buy for the person behind us, or let's actually get out of our own way and see someone that's suffering, and then maybe you pay for the groceries or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's a card that's
yeah,
you just got
and you
joyed.
can. We've heard from people who've like taped money to the back of diapers with the You Got Joyed card, and then just leave it there, and whoever picks it up at Target or Walmart or wherever, and then just all kinds of creative ways. It's so amazing, and God always meets the person exactly where they are. They're having a terrible day. They didn't have enough money when they were checking out for groceries. And then the person behind was like, I got this.
Yep.
I mean,
so I wish I would have had one of those cards. There was a guy that I saw, he was, trying to take every coin he had to pay. And they're like, embarrassing, right? You don't have enough, enough. You have to put this back. What do you want to take off? And I just kept looking over, and they're like, well, just go up to the customer service, sir, this isn't working. And I went to walk out and turned and thought, nope. And I went to write a check. This is many, many, many years ago. And he's like, why would you do that? And I said, because you need help.
Yeah.
Right? Get out of your own way
Yes.
and see someone suffering and make their day by that simple gesture.
you know what? That's really good. It's hard to let people help you when you're in time of need.
Sure.
And that's another thing that my pastor said to me when I was going through cancer. He said, Kim, you're going to need to learn to suffer the kindness of others. And I said, I don't want to. He said, I know, but you suffering the kindness of others will change your life. And it did.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, we have the peaks and the valleys of
Yes.
life, the ups and downs, right? Napetizer.
Napetizer? I love that. That's a thing. That's a new hashtag. Napetizer. Who said that?
Julie Fabian.
I love that. Julie.
Julie.
A napetizer. I'm going to talk about that today, I think, on the radio.
I love Kim. She's a light to everyone who meets her. She's blessed my life and so many others. Keep being you, Kim. You are awesome.
Oh, thank
Yes,
you.
absolutely. Okay, so we know she likes naps. We know that she was in pageants. She doesn't have siblings. No doggies.
Yes.
Are you a fan of spring, summer, winter, or fall?
Okay, so I love winter.
Winter. Why?
I know. I just love snow. It's so romantic, and
not to drive in it is not.
I know,
but I agree with the falling
I'm
aspect.
such a romantic. And
Sunset or sunrise?
Set. I do not get up. Come on. Sunset.
Do you drink?
I don't.
No, okay. I was just going to say red or white wine.
Yeah.
So if you have a mocktail, what
Yes.
would you want in it?
I'm a Pepsi girl, actually.
Have you ever had a mocktail made for you, though?
No.
They're yummy.
Are
like
they?
yesterday, I went to breakfast after I picked up my husband, and he and his sister with me, and they're like, "What are you drinking?" It looked like it was a tequila sunrise.
Yeah.
I'm like, "It's breakfast. I'm not drinking." It was called morning meditation.
Okay.
And it had beet juice in it and orange juice, and it was just
Oh,
beautiful
cool.
looking. Yeah. So those are the things I love. I do like red wine, but I'll be drawn to mocktails on a menu. I
That's
love
cool.
it.
I'll have to try one. Right now I'm kind of in a dirty soda dirty soda phase,
which I have only just heard about.
It's so
Tell
fun.
people what a dirty soda is.
Okay, so you take a base, and right now my choice is like a Dr. Pepper Zero, and then you add like flavoring in it. So there's like a sugar-free vanilla, and then a creamer of your choice, and you mix it together. It's like Laverne and Shirley. You guys remember Laverne and Shirley?
Yes,
she used to
of course.
put in her Pepsi. She used to put milk or whatever.
Shemazel, Haas and Pepper Corporated.
Yes. So that's what it is. And it is surprisingly delicious.
So let me ask this, because we're looking at merchandise that we're going to be rolling out for our 750th show and going into next year. And I'm hearing that a lot of people are doing the dirty sodas and that they use koozies.
Oh, yeah.
Yes?
Yeah. I mean,
so they were telling me to get my own koozies.
You can do that. I mean, or you can just make your own drink and call it the Monica.
Well, we can do that too. But for them, do you carry?
Yeah, I don't put it in a koozie. I just have like a plastic cup.
I think it's a fad, and I don't know that I want to spend
Well,
money
there
on
is a
those.
new place in St. Peter's that just opened that does nothing but dirty
sodas?
It's called Swig.
No, I think that the koozie thing is a fad.
Yeah,
But the
maybe.
dirty soda, I think, is here to stay.
It is here to stay. As far as I'm concerned, it's here to stay.
Okay, what else do you want to know about Kim before we wrap up? Think about it. I'm going to read the devotional. And normally, Kim, when someone picks the devotional, I swear they need to hear it so bad that God is really the one who chose it. Okay, are you ready
totally
for it?
agree with that. Yes.
She's ready for it. And we're going to talk about Faith in the Fields. I would love to see you at Faith in the Fields on Sunday. Okay, day 87.
Okay.
We are almost done with 100 days.
I love it.
To freedom of fear and anxiety. It's called security. I know the Lord is always with me. I will not be shaken, for he is right beside me. Psalm 16, verse 8. This psalm was written by King David about his confidence in God. The verses that follow the one above are powerful too. No wonder my heart is glad and I rejoice. My body rests in safety. For you will not leave my soul among the dead or allow your Holy One to rot in the grave. You will show me the way of life, granting me the joy of your presence and the pleasures of living with you forever. That goes into verses 9 through 11. King David had no doubt who God was. Do you feel sure that God is who he says he is in Scripture? Our doubt about God feeds our fears and our anxieties. We question whether he's able to help us or will even provide for our needs. That insecurity, by the way, creates confusion, which what happens? It feeds the fear and anxiety. When we can rest in the truth about who God is, there will be peace in our life. While this doesn't mean everything will go our way, it does mean that the foundation of our life is sure. If you have unanswered questions about God, begin today by reading in Scripture about who God even is. Learn more about what he says in his word. Share with friends who are believers and ask them about what they have experienced in their own walk with the Lord. Your knowledge of God will grow as you continue in your relationship with him and his word for as long as you live. So Brother Lawrence says, let us occupy ourselves entirely in knowing God. The more we know him, the more we will desire to know him. As love increases with knowledge, the more we know God, the more we will truly love him. We will learn to love him equally in times of distress or in times of great joy. A.W. Tozer said, in making himself known to us, he stays by the familiar pattern of personality. He communicates with us through the avenues of our minds and our wills and our emotions. And Johnny
Erickson Tata.
Johnny Erickson
Tata.
Boy, that does not look like that.
I know. I actually came from Christian book retail. That was my
Johnny
Erickson
Tata says, one of the most wonderful things about knowing God is that there's always so much more to know, so much more to discover. Just when we least expect it, he intrudes into our neat and tidy notions about who he is and how he works.
Yep.
I've never heard that one.
She's a quadriplegic who paints beautifully.
Really?
Yeah, she's an incredible writer.
So, by the way, Gabriel, if you want to drop in, it's Joni, and then Tada is the last name. The Erickson does not look like Erickson.
It's Johnny Erickson Tata.
Right. So look up TAD, and maybe you can find and drop something in. I'd like to know. I've never seen that name before.
She's
in this
incredible.
Book. If you want further reflection, by the way, on what this has been about today, you can go to Romans 12, verses 1 through 2, Jeremiah 31, verses 33 through 34, or John 1, verses 6 through 7. So we do have a short prayer for you today, and it is, Heavenly Father, help me to know you more every single day. Thank you for your love for me and for your faithfulness.
I love that.
Amen to that.
Amen.
We are almost through this one. We only have 12 days left, and we're going to have freedom.
That's awesome.
Freedom!
Awesome.
Okay, so I know you sing in church.
Yeah.
Do you do karaoke?
You know what? I haven't really done karaoke, but I feel like I should.
We are doing karaoke together. That is where you're going to find me and Kim.
Okay.
Would you come to a karaoke night?
Oh my
I'm telling you,
gosh.
this is not the end of this.
That'd be so fun.
Kim and I are doing karaoke with you. Pete, a swag idea might be MA on something Stanley related. Just a thought. Somebody did say tumblers. My idea, though, is to do a journal or a Bible, a pen, and either a tumbler or a candle or something. That kind of a combo is what I want to roll out before the end of the year.
I like that.
Yes.
I think the tumblers are so popular.
And then, so what does Kim wear around the house? Lounge pants?
Yeah, I'm definitely, yes, I am all about the hoodie. So it was hard for me not to wear a hoodie today.
You could
Because
wear a hoodie.
once it gets cold, I'm like, oh, I'm cozy. It's time to be cozy.
Do you have tons of Joy FM gear that you wear?
I have more Joy FM gear than I have anything else on the planet. I'm also pretty obsessed with the brand called Comfort.
Okay.
It's like
Sounds great.
CMFRT.
Okay.
And they are the softest sweat clothes I've ever worn. And they're a little bit weighted.
Okay.
So they just feel very comforting.
Well, it's like a baby being in a swaddling blanket. They love it. Do you have a weighted blanket, by the way?
I don't.
Oh, you need one.
Yeah, that's
that
what
was
I
one of
hear.
the greatest gifts. Do you like to just like curl up by a fireplace?
Of course I
Yep,
do.
'cause she loves winter.
I'm cozy.
You all are going to be at the Apple Butter Festival this weekend,
Yes, the
right?
Joy
Right
Store.
outside of the Blue Owl.
The Blue Owl. Yep. So
Look for them there.
Yeah, Joy Store will be there. We've got so much incredible gear. We've got sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats. There's some really beautiful like devotionals and jewelry. There's everything. Joy Store is amazing.
That's what I heard, right?
Yeah.
So again, if you think I don't listen, I do. I'm helping them promote. Okay, I love hoodies, yes. Two of the best and most lovely ladies, Christy Trojan. Do you know that name?
Trahan?
Trojahn.
Yes. Hi.
How do you pronounce that?
I think she's a
Trohan?
JBloomer. Trohan.
Christy Trohan. Giuseppe, how are you? Good morning. Watching early this morning. Lana, hello. Mellow Jammies. They are the best. Mellow Jammies.
I've never heard of
Don't
those.
know about those.
It sounds amazing.
Look, there are 62 of you on. I feel like I just want to stay on with me and Kim. We can't. We have a meeting we have to get to, but will you come back?
Of course I will.
I would love that. So we're
Thank
going to
you.
bring her back. We're doing karaoke. Let me tell you about Faith in the Fields, by the way, real quick, because this sounds like something you and your Joy listeners would love. So Sunday, October 26th, we are doing Faith in the Fields. And it's myself. It is another wellness expert, Brittany Phelps, the owner of La Chambre des Fleurs by Stone Soup Cottage, which is in Cottleville, Nancy McConnell. We are getting together because we know and we feel this revival that's happening in the world. And more of you are inquisitive and you want to talk about your walk. We want to get raw. We want to get real. We want to be authentic. Brittany's going to talk about her own walk, and it's been a struggle. I will tell you mine. Been a struggle as well. People always ask, how do you always have a smile on your face? God's got me, right? God's got you. And we're going to make sure you understand that. We're going to do a guided flow. We're going to walk through the gorgeous fields of these beautiful wildflowers that, if you've never been to this property, is absolutely stunning. We've got some small bites, mocktails, or a little mimosa. It's going to be an incredible day. So tickets are on sale. I've seen, I believe, 13 have already been sold. There's only 40 tickets available to this. So go to my website, therealmonicaadams.com, click on events, and click on Sunday, this coming Sunday, October 26th. Yes, we put it together quick. It is a true pop-up, but sometimes...
It sounds awesome.
You need to come. Sometimes those are just the best. Instead of a long planned out thing, it's like, hey, this is around the corner. And then last comment from Christy says, yes, JBloomer from Indy.
Yes.
But a St. Louis native. Well, welcome. And again, if you didn't hear... JBloom. So if you're looking for this beautiful jewelry that I wear, she can help you out.
Yes, I can.
11 years with JBloom.
11 years. It's the most fun side hustle ever. And I think one of the things, of course, I love the jewelry, but the women that I get to meet, I mean, it's incredible. Some of my closest friends are because of JBloom.
And you've traveled with them too.
I have. I just got back from the Dominican Republic.
I saw that.
Mexico this year. But yeah, KimUnderwood.com is a good place to go to find out more.
And what's the most active site for you on social media? Instagram?
Instagram, probably. Okay. Yep.
So follow Kim on Instagram. What is your handle over there?
It's Kim_Underwood.
All right. So follow her there. And more importantly, listen. Are you on today?
Yes. Oh, yes.
2
to 7.
2 to 7 with Justin, her best friend.
Yeah, I love Justin.
Love you, my friend.
You too.
Great show.
So great.
And to all of you, thank you so much. Tomorrow, a little Wellness Wednesday. So I'll be at home with you, inspiring you. At some point, I will bring Mama Jackie on so that you all can see her healing and send her your healing energy and prayers. I also have a dual show. So 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon is Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. Again, grab a mocktail or a cocktail, a glass of wine, a beer, I don't care. We'll toast together, and I will continue the talk that I did last week about what is happening in media. I've got so much more to say on that. Everybody, remember what we always tell you. Know your value, dream big, and no matter where you are in your life, remember that God has you. The greatest thing, by the way, you can do in life is get out of your own way, find a person that might look like they're suffering a little bit, and do what we always ask you to do. Be kind to them. God bless you all. Have a beautiful day.